So it's time for another gardening week video, and last week I was sitting there on the onion bed, which is also looking very nice, but this week I'm sitting on the carrot bed because I finally got around to building this coal frame, and I did do a video on the build instructions for this. That complements the chapter in my ebook that covers the same topic, and the carrots are just germinating actually, so I put those carrots in maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit less than that, and they're just starting to come up, so I will need to get a net on here, and I'll probably do that later on today. And I've also been working on the other big bed along there at the back, and that one's got the beetroot in it, and did a video again about sowing those beetroot. So not sowing them, planting them. So what I'll do now, because those are really the only two big gardening jobs that I've done this week, I'll just give you a few of the highlights around the garden. The big highlight for me is that I did manage to get all this calabrese to maturity before I needed to take this bed out and put the melons in. I'm not sure about the cauliflowers. I think there are some little cauliflowers in here, but they're only going to be little. But I'm going to give them another week, maybe 2 weeks, just because it just seems such a shame to have grown all these lovely leaves and not got any actual cauliflowers. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a progress update on my early red cabbages. So these are the ones that I sowed back in autumn, and I've been a bit dubious about whether they'll actually heart up before they just go to seed on me. These are the youngest ones, and they all seem to be showing signs of making little hearts. Now these have only got until July because I want to put carrots into this bed, so they've got a month. So I think I might get little hearts, maybe only fist sized, maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll just get seed heads, but I think I might get something. And I wanted to show you the broad beans that have been in the polytunnel. I took them out about a month ago, and they're looking really nice there. The absolute star of the allotment plot though at the moment are these Mange 2 peas. And we're absolutely dripping with peas. And the ones in the kitchen garden are doing okay, but they're not even flowering yet. So I'm kind of hoping that by the time these flowers have all turned into peas, I'll have a next succession ready in the kitchen garden. And these are my most mature of the early red cabbages. And again, they're also showing good signs of hearting up. So I'm keeping them well watered. You know, cabbages do like a decent amount of water, so fingers crossed for those. And then finally the courgettes kind of keeping up with us, so that's really nice. I've got 3 early plants in the polytunnel, and they're all coming on nicely. They've all got little fruits on them, so very happy with that. Just waiting now on the early tomatoes. So I've also just planted out 6 courgettes, and there's 4 on the allotment and 2 at home, looking a bit sorry for themselves because they've been under fleece and I've forgot to water them. But I'll give them a bit of water now, and I've taken the fleece off probably permanently. So that is it for May. It's been a pretty sunny May. We haven't really had any rain. It's been pretty cold at night, still is a little bit cold at night. I would like it nicely above 10 degrees, but we're kind of hovering at the sort of 8, 9, 10 sort of mark. I'm just having to plant out. I think everything will be all right. Anyway, let's take a look at the harvest. So you're never sure, you know, when you grow intensively with as many successions as I do, whether you're going to actually have to, you know, manage to pull off some of these successions. So these cauliflowers were started in September, and they grew in the polytunnel until February, and then they were planted out after spinach and pak choi, and there they are, and they were interplanted with radish. So we've had a lot of produce out of that bed, And I really wasn't sure that I'd actually get cauliflowers because it's been such poor weather for them. But anyway, we pulled that off. And more importantly, I suppose, we actually managed to get all of the calabrese. So yeah, so really happy with that. So we'll have had 10 big calabrese heads, and we're well onto the side shoots as well next week, and then the week after that. And then I'm hoping that I'll manage to get probably not all 10 of the cauliflowers, but maybe 6 or 7 of the cauliflowers before the beds have to be cleared for the melons to go in. And I've already put my first few melons in actually, so I was quite happy about that. Anyway, let's talk about the rest of the harvest. So we've got celery, loads of celery, and just love these beetroot, aren't they just stunning? But actually the stuff from the store, I just picked one sample here, is still really good. Turnips looking lovely, and then these are the first of the second earlies. So we've still got first earlies, but I thought, well, let's pick a tub of second earlies, see what they're like. So these are 90 days old, and I'm really pleased with the quality of them. I mean, these are Charlotte. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful, such a treat at this time of year. And something that didn't work so well, it's carrots. Honestly, you know, this was an experiment. I normally start my carrots in October, late October, for this time of year. And I thought, well, let's try them at the beginning of January, and I'll start them at home so they germinate nice and quickly, and then I'll take the containers to the allotment. And that's what I got. Not very impressive. Radish, not too bad. In fact, I think this is the last of the radish because I don't really like radish in summer, and it's summer next week. So I'm finished with that. But then here are the carrots that I started in October, and you can see there's quite a nice difference between them. These are, you know, absolutely perfect, I think, you know, for a carrot this time of year. So they're Napoli, beautiful. Got my first Brussels sprouts, really happy about that. And I don't think we've got very many of them, I think we've about 20 of them, and just some little kale florets in there, but yeah, I mean, even little tiny Brussels sprouts like this are such a treat at this time of year for me. And salad onion tops, and there's the salad onions themselves. And then we've got the green garlic, the elephant garlic, the white, and the red onions. Not very red, but these are actually red onions. This was the experiment that I was running, another experiment, to see whether I could plant the red onions later on from sets. And I think I put these in November, and to see if they wouldn't go to seed on me. But actually quite a few of them still went to seed on me. So I think I'm just giving up on red onions at this time of year, and just having red salad onions, because I just can't grow them in my soil without them going to seed. So yeah, gorgeous peas. So that's the third box of peas I think we've had this week. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? And this is exactly as I like them, you know, just with a little bit of pea just starting to show through there. So these are March 2 Oregon Sugar Pod. I know some people like them, you know, when there's no peas, just shell. But no, I much prefer them with that bit of sweet pea in there. Courgettes, I think we've had 4 courgettes this week, including those 2, so we're only just starting. And I just picked the first broad beans. We've got loads of broad beans coming. I just didn't want to pick any more because, you know, there are only small beans in there and it just seems such a waste. And I think we've had another tub of these with the asparagus, and those are just the few that we read yesterday. And I just look at this. This is honestly, for this time of year, this quality of spinach, amazing. So this is Mikado Asian spinach, absolutely so beautiful, so kind of succulent and crunchy. It's really great, and hopefully it'll last us for another month or so. And yeah, we've seen the calabrese, and so just mixed kales. Again, stunning. I mean, I think these, this is my favourite, but doesn't grow as well as the green curly kale, to be honest. So, you know, if you could only grow one kale, you'd grow the green curly kale probably. But the red one, if you've got the space, looks beautiful, but it goes to seed earlier, and yeah, it doesn't last as well into winter and all that. Brussels sprout leaves, great. My favourite of the leaves. All the salad mixes, and I'll show you all the salad mixes all made up obviously in a second, so that you can see those, but those are kind of the bare salad mixes, and they're pretty much all lettuce at this time of year. I will have some pak choy next week, but you know, I don't mind lettuce at this time of year, it's lovely. And beetroot leaves, mainly going to go into smoothies, but they're looking really nice. We don't have any chard at the moment, so beetroot leaves are a great substitute for that. So that is the table. Not bad. No, it's better than not bad, isn't it? It's really lovely, because we're still in the hungry gap and it doesn't feel like it. So I hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.